Hello, AfterBuzzers, and welcome to the challenge. How many challengers does it take to solve a math problem? Join us next as we break down 1 + 1, 2 × 2, whatever it was. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Come on, guys.
All right.
They don't know this song, but they're going to learn it today. Oh, there we go, Josh. Hey. This is an old band from MTV called Together. Just Together.
I'm going to skip this one out just because I'm discovering this song.
I like it. I mean, I'm feeling it.
Right?
It seems like a pitch perfect number, though. Is it... When it was on MTV, was it a real band or is it a pretend
parody band that I thought was very real until 5 minutes ago.
Were they on a show you were
It was
watching?
a show, and they were just so good. And this song is timeless, and it's a song of history. So you should just go listen to it and educate yourself.
All right. Anyway,
Let's read history in the past.
And there's math too.
And let's talk about the present and what just went down. And math is hard. I'm your host, Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And you can find my co-host where?
Okay, hey, all right, woo. I will kick it off. My name is Pam Gross. You can find me all over Twitter and the Instagram. Please follow me. I want to get cool on social media at Pamela Gross Jill. And we have the live chat pulled up, so we would love to hear what you guys are thinking and interact.
Hi guys, thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Jenna. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
Alrighty, so this episode was really fun for me to watch, mostly because of Nicole and Corey and their math skills, and I thought it was hilarious. So,
oh my God.
We left off last week with them jumping off of the boat and swimming to land to retrieve a key and do a puzzle. So the puzzle says to count all of the triangles, divide by 3, and multiply by 12, and you get your key. Did you guys figure this out as you guys were watching the show?
No. I got that.
Are you good at math?
Don't say no for the both of us. You know, I got this.
I was only speaking for myself. We watched it together. I can vouch. I was like, it's 16, and I was super proud of myself.
Well, I
for
thought that at first too. Yes.
And then you right away saw it, and I was like, oh, but then can it be like infinite triangles if it's all the triangles? Because I thought it could be like million. Like, I know if it's a square, you count the squares going up and the squares going down.
You were making triangles out of circles and squares. You're like, there's another one, there's another one.
I was trying.
I feel like you're like Nicole, who
counted
the triangles and the actual sign of the instructions.
Oh, that was the best part.
No, that was Corey. Corey was like, there's an A.
They both
like,
did it. They both did it.
Oh, man. God bless you, Corey. R.I.P. math. And God bless Corey and Nicole. That was hard to... I do think that I would have gotten it like, oh, it's not 16. I think I would have
have made it within
the
time limit?
I don't know. I got to be honest. I wasn't super confident about
Jenna, you
that.
got it.
I got it.
away.
We had to pause it. I'm very proud of myself. I was pumped up because I don't think that I'm...
puzzle. I always forget.
Don't think I'm very good at these things. Not that smart at puzzles, so I was super pumped when I figured it out. I was too lazy to actually count every single puzzle, but I got the idea. I was like, oh, you got to count all those puzzles. So the big one, the master one, the small one, this third one over here, how these make a triangle. So I got it. I just wasn't going to sit there and count them all.
Right.
But I could see how it could be confusing, well, especially for Nicole and Corey, but I could see in general how it could be a little bit confusing because you're just looking at the obvious. You're saying, oh, all these triangles, so I have all these small little triangles, let's count them up. It was kind of an aha moment that never happened for them.
Oh, it was aha for a long time.
That's when you say, oh, there's more puzzles, but they never caught on that there was more than just those small puzzles.
Right, and looking so far as to do like what you were saying, the letters and the A was a triangle. They were missing the obvious, but sometimes when it's in front of your face, if you don't see it, you just don't see it.
But see, that's the beauty of math. I'm the one that loves math and thinks math is fun in school, and I'd rather do 1,000 math problems.
I did. Away?
I got it, so I paused it and I counted everything, but I was so in a rush that I counted wrong, so I had 24, not 27.
Okay.
But I already knew what to do.
You were playing for the clock, too. Playing on the clock.
I already knew. I had just miscounted, but I knew what to do. So I thought math was fun, and I would rather do 1,000 math problems than write a 10-page essay No.
Not opposite. So,
But I thought it was hilarious just watching. I felt bad. I was like, no, don't count the actual sign. Don't count the sign.
Oh, that was so great.
I thought maybe they would accidentally stumble upon because she was like 27 and I was like,
the fact
or 29.
But see, I for a second I thought that was the sad part, but then it got worse when she was like 40 minus 1, carry the 2, and I'm like, wait a minute, where are we getting 40 and why are we multiplying by 2 or 1?
Why are you carrying the 2?
And then when they failed, like when they timed out and the producer told them, and then they're trying to divide 27 by 3, and they still, or 20, they still were like, even if they got it would have been a no-go.
I like that one. I think, oh God.
I think it was amazing that they really thought that if they looked at the sign, they could count letters as triangles. They were that desperate in that situation that they thought that that was an acceptable way to go about that puzzle.
I totally empathize with them there.
It was so funny.
I did.
If you sit back and watch and think about it, and you're so in your head about this stuff, go back to the basics. Go back to the simplicity and read it again. And it says to do exactly what the sign says. And then you get the answer.
But sometimes there's a trick. I've got to say, at least Corey was trying. Like, he was really trying there. And I got to give him that. And then on the upside again.
I will give props to a lot of people for a lot of their challenges, but this one, I'm just not.
It was beautifully painful to watch.
It was hilarious. It was great to watch.
It was hardcore bad.
They're special. They do it in their own way. So they're going to count the letters as triangles, and they're going to surf the kayak instead of properly paddleboarding. They do it their own way. So
the other guys were able to paddleboard and get the math correctly and go back. Nicole and Corey had timed out and added the 30 minutes to their time, and then swam back, I guess I would say. So now they have to put this puzzle together that spells out the challenge, and I thought that was kind of easy.
Yeah.
Did you think
it's right in front of them? There's a sign. They're looking at the logo the entire time they're doing the challenge. I think it should have been a different design of some sort instead of.
I think that was kind of a throwaway because then the next one was really hard. So I think that was just sort of the
But then that takes away from the challenge and how hard it's supposed to be. It's not a challenge. That one was not a challenge, I don't think.
I thought day 1 overall was not a good challenge, was not a good final day. There was 2 puzzles, 2 lame puzzles. I mean, the triangle one was kind of cool, and it was funny what we got out of Corey and Nicole. But yeah, doing a puzzle of the challenge logo that is literally right in front of their faces, what is the excitement in that? There wasn't a lot of excitement value, not a lot of competition. It was very easy obstacles, in my opinion, for day 1, and it was kind of not great to watch.
What was after the challenge puzzles? Was there anything after that?
That was the last one.
Oh.
So they had to swim, get to the lake, do the first puzzle with the triangles, and then paddleboard to the second puzzle, which was the challenge logo.
I agree with you that it was a kind of a lame day, but I can only think they're going to amp it up each day, and they have to start. I mean, this is a 3-day challenge, which we haven't seen yet, so you can't gas them all out totally on day 1, or there's really nothing.
Why not? They've done it before.
Try.
Well, they haven't had 3-day challenges before, though.
No, but that's a challenge. Why not start now?
Because I think it's going to get stepped up and stepped.
I mean, weed out the week.
Yeah,
I hope
so. I don't know, but that was good TV. This whole episode was like on the edge of your seat.
Well, another nice little twist that they threw at the guys was that they had to go back to the shelter, which has not been touched.
The Fire Festival challenge style.
Right. Yeah. So true.
Well, they ate Spam. Do you guys know what Spam is, first of all? And you've had Spam?
I've never had it.
Okay.
I want to. I know what it is, but I don't want it ever. I never want to experience
Camilla,
that.
I think she's Brazilian. She had no idea. She's like, it's good. I think
and she's like, what is this? Actually, you know what's funny is like growing up, my mom bought Spam here and there, so I didn't eat a lot of it, but we used to eat it with crackers, and I really liked it, so I probably would have been looking for crackers. It's actually like a little bit of pork and ham, but more ham. And it's a spread. It's a spread, so it's not like chunks of meat that you're eating.
Like,
it's literally
sounds so
a spread.
disgusting.
Meat dip.
It's not. I'm gonna go see if my mom has some in her kitchen. We'll bring it next week for you guys to try. Okay?
I won't do it.
Okay.
You have to do it. It's a challenge.
Right.
I challenge you to eat Spam.
Well, where's my money? How much money are you gonna
I
give
ain't
me?
got no money to give you.
Let's do it. Let's do it for our final episode. We'll challenge to Spam.
Alrighty, now moving on. We think the day is over, but they've got the time buster. Where they have to grab coconuts and drain the water, and whoever has the most water wins.
Yeah.
Which was an okay challenge, I thought. Better than the logo. I mean, that's a lot of water I saw. I mean, I guess an hour's a long time. the water to
they
fill
had
it
an
up.
hour to do it for some reason. Okay, it was right. Okay,
It was adding 5 minutes to the losers'
Corey
time.
and Nicole, I'm with you. I've had a long day. I've had a long day. Yeah. But I liked seeing him finally get to I like that they felt a little redeemed because that was pretty rough. Yeah, that they
did
were
well.
so. Yes,
They did really
well.
good working together in that challenge.
And I
they
liked
did
the
an
twist
assembly line, which the other teams didn't really.
Yes, they did.
tried,
They got their
guys.
rhythm. They did, and they.
What I
it
liked
worked.
is that the winner was able to add the 5 minutes,
which
was really nice. So we've got the 5 minutes, and then they can pick a guy or girl to add that to. Like we said, Corey and Nicole did very well. Camille and Zadie, I thought they were going to do better, but I mean, every team has their
they did
strengths
pretty
and
good though.
weaknesses.
I mean,
pretty
considering.
shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked at how low their level was in their
But
bucket.
see,
I really was.
they're good at endurance. They're good at eating. They're good at muscles and things like that in puzzles. You can see they all have their weakness. And so in this particular, challenge, Nicole and Corey had to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
And in this case, it worked out.
They had the
It
chip
did.
on their shoulder to push them, I guess, to win that challenge.
Yeah.
So Corey chooses CT and Nicole chooses Ashley.
Yeah.
I agree with Corey's decision. CT,
Of course.
because it's first place.
It
You
makes
guys got the
sense.
big
Makes
guy
sense.
down there. But the biggest issue seemed to be Nicole's decision was Ashley and not Camilla. Do you agree? 2 questions. Do you agree with that decision?
I think that it was dumb. I do. I mean, I kind of do get it, and Camilla brought up that Ashley was right behind Camilla throughout the entire day 1 of the final. So it could be that maybe Nicole adding the time to Ashley kind of evened Camilla and Ashley out and almost makes it fair game for the girls. But I think it was just kind of foolish to use her spite and resentment against Ashley and them not being friends and Nicole thinking that she's a snake, instead of just choosing who is in first place, because that's better for you as a competitor in the game. So just kind of take away your pride and just do the smart thing that's best for you in the game. It just seemed kind of stupid.
I think there's 2 levels to Nicole's decision. One, I like Nicole that she's just, what you see is what you get. She's like, I don't like her. I'm giving the 5 minutes to Ashley.
So true.
We haven't been friends. Why be friends now? Also, second, I do think, even though she didn't think this, I think she just did it because she didn't like her. I think that it does help her. I think she's not going to win. She's probably not going to win. Those are her 2 big competitions. Play for second. So I think penalizing if she can keep knocking down her only
but her
real
reason was she's playing with her emotions and not with her brain. It's exactly what Ashley said.
But dumb luck might work for her. I mean, if she can take down, I think at this point, as far as it was going, she could still. Who do you take down? Number 1 and make them even, or take down number 2 and move up to number 2? I think it was kind
could
of
be
strategic.
smart.
If I don't think she.
But she
saw
didn't
it.
She doesn't realize
exactly.
Right.
That's
I don't
the
think
thing.
she realized it, but I do think it wasn't just totally stupid move because I don't think she's the strongest. I think they're both stronger than her. So if her only move is to take down number 2 and climb there,
Because she'll
no,
never
I take
reach
down number
number
1.
1.
If I'm
you're
not far
not-
from Ashley.
but she's 3rd, so taking down number 1 is just. I didn't think it would work. I think her best bet is to take down number 2 and try and be number 2.
Now, my second question is, she also said that Ashley does not deserve to be there. Do you agree or disagree?
Go ahead.
Okay. Good question. I must admit, despite my feelings about Ashley, that I'm constantly impressed with her because she, as Nelson said, acts like such a hot mess, but she really does get it together in the challenges, and I'm always amazed. She keeps calm, cool, and collected. She's not an idiot. She even loses her fake voice and starts speaking normally. So I do think that's all an act. Personality-wise, not at all. I don't think she deserves to be there. But it's not a personality competition. It's a challenge. And yeah, I hate to admit it, but she's done great. As she pointed out tonight, she's like, nah, once again, 8 times, whoever wants to challenge me. I think she's awful. But yeah, she's doing good. I mean, she's got a chance to really win it.
Yeah.
I think she's Camilla's real competition.
Yeah, I completely disagree with Nicole there, saying that she doesn't deserve to be there. I don't really know where she even got that from. Like, how does Ashley not deserve to be there?
Because they're not friends and feelings
That's the
are
thing,
involved.
exactly. So it's like, how can you say she doesn't deserve to be there because you don't like her personally? She has done so well. She's a great competitor, and she has every right to be there.
Yep.
Probably maybe even a little bit more than you, Nicole, so.
Yeah.
I have to.
What?
agree with
Yeah.
that.
What are your?
I
Ashley
wasn't a
take?
big fan of her from the beginning of the season. I had seen her compete before, and I know she's good, but I felt like I didn't see enough of her. And because she's done so well, she backs up her talk. And lately she's been talking a big game because everybody keeps giving her crap for it, but she's been winning, and she's really, really good.
Although I have to remind you, lest we forget, the night before the challenge, she wanted to go home.
Yeah.
She was done. She hated it. She wanted to go home.
I was gonna say that.
That kind of thing makes you think, God, you should have gone home then. What if they said, okay,
I like
we
her.
got you a ticket,
Yeah.
bye. Like,
Then she would have regretted it. I love her focus and I love her attitude when she competes and when she is in the game. Outside of that, I'm not a big fan because I think, they all get homesick. She probably misses home. I'm not a big fan of that part, but I think she does deserve to be there.
I think everyone at this point, everyone that's in this part deserves to be there. They all have proved themselves some way or another. I
Whether or
really
not
do.
they're there. So
Right.
it's something that they did,
What do you guys think? Like right now, it looks like Corey's really a weak link. Do you think Corey deserves to be there? Like, does he?
I think they all do in their own way because at some point they all competed against someone and won.
Yeah.
I know Nelson and Nicole were not my two favorites going into the season, but you have to give props when they're due.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really say anything now. I have to see them perform in this 3-day final, and then for the season finale, I can go ham and see how they do.
Go spam.
Yeah, go spam.
Go spam.
Which
Yeah,
someone
they
on
do.
the chat said spam's really good. So
It is.
we'll
It's not
try it.
bad. I
Yeah.
will bring it next
Yeah.
week.
All
Okay.
right.
I didn't think necessarily going into the final that Nelson maybe should have been there. But you know what? He's doing great.
He
He
is.
doesn't have the brains, but he has the work ethic and he's not giving up. He has great mentality. He's working so hard and he kind of has the best focus and mentality of any of the guys in this final.
So, of everybody in this final, who do you think has the package? Who has the brains? Who's got the muscle? Who can carry his own weight? Like attitude,
It's
like
funny.
the passion for it,
I
like
don't
heart.
think any of the guys have the entire full package. I would
Right.
say CT 100%, but you could see that he's struggling with his body weight in
Yep.
this challenge that we just saw tonight.
Yeah.
That he's struggling in his own way, and he didn't help Camilla with the puzzle at all. Really, on day one, he kind of looked the other way. Was just breathing heavy. So I think maybe because he's older, he's struggling a little bit. I would say CT has the best chance.
I agree.
but I don't think any of the guys are 100% full package.
What about the girls?
Camilla.
Agree. I was
Yeah.
gonna say her too.
Agree.
Full package. Ashley,
I
you know
think
what? Ashley's kind of great
competition
too.
for
Yeah.
Camilla. She really is. If it's going to come down to, I think Camilla is better than Ashley, but it does come down to teamwork and partners. It's not completely individual because,
Which
as we're
sucks
seeing,
for them.
So which sucks. Which is where I think Camilla's breaking down right now, which is a bummer. But yeah, I think both of those girls have a chance, and I do think CT, despite those things, I do think he's the most has the best chance. I do
Yeah.
still think he's gonna wind up winning, but I don't know.
Now we go on to day 2, where
Okay.
they wake up and they have to do a series of checkpoints. So they have
So
to
much
eat
better.
nasty food. They've got to run a mile. They've got to walk a rope and swim, and then build a pyramid.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so they run a mile. The buffet. That is probably one of the things I would say, you know what, partner? This one's going to be all you, and I'm going to stand here and cheer you on.
But
Because
each
that
person
is
had to
just-
do
person
two
had to do
plates.
two,
Yeah.
That would definitely be my
Wait, can we
weakness.
just talk about? So there was horse urine covered fermented eggs.
Like-
how did they choose that and why? That is the most disgusting thing I think I've ever heard.
I just kept thinking of a hard-boiled egg.
Which
I
is
probably
already
wouldn't be
gross.
able. I used to not like them and kind of indifferent about them, but I probably wouldn't eat them after. I would probably choose that because mentally it would help me eat them, and then I would probably never eat a hard-boiled egg again.
Well,
because
imagine
of
it
the
pickled
urine,
in
yeah.
horse urine, and then having to eat that, and it looked like jelly, like it was like see-through, transparent blue jelly.
bad.
They're all so miserable. I agree with. I think it was. CT was telling Ashley, he's like, just don't even read it. Just like stuck it in.
Yeah,
your
they
I
didn't even
agree.
look
If
at the
I knew
labels.
what
They
it
just
was.
walked up. Yeah.
And then Corey also was like, it's crunchy. I can do this. That's how I feel. Anything smushy.
Fried, anything fried.
He
was
can
able
do
to
this
crunchy.
as he's taking a bite mid throw up.
Yeah.
Every bite is in between heaves.
Crunchy, I actually would consider crunchy, like the crickets, but if it's like a live, like a worm or something, and there's guts, like it's not like
The worms I couldn't do. Yeah, no way. And there were so many grasshoppers. Even though that's probably the best choice, that bowl was. I feel like there was like 400 grasshoppers in there.
What
disgusting.
is the most like unfamiliar? I don't want to say gross, but unfamiliar foods you've ever eaten before? Like ordered at a
I
restaurant.
keep it basic.
Like a
I don't venture.
cheeseburger and hot dog.
Yep.
I've done a cricket. I've eaten a cricket before, but like one, and I think
Was it like a dare? Was it like you're choosing?
No, it was like at Volcano. I think they do it, or
They
one of
have
those
crickets
kind
there?
of. Maybe it wasn't
And
Volcano.
Volcano's
something
is like it's
that.
an Asian cuisine
Yeah.
restaurant here in LA.
It was something. Maybe it wasn't Volcano's, but it is, and it's like in with other things, and it's really not a big deal. Like, but again, this was like fried.
What
and,
does
like,
it taste like?
Nothing. Like if you ate the. Maybe like the shell of a shrimp. Like if you ate a bite of, not the shell, you know, the
The
if
tail?
you didn't fully peel it. Yeah,
Why am I
it's
getting
crunchy
hungry
and
right
sort
now?
of-
This doesn't
I
make
know,
sense. This makes zero sense, and
have
I'm
to
getting
think that
hungry
the-
over
Horse urine
Urine
eggs
eggs.
is some sort of food they eat there? Like, do you think they just made up?
No, I think
Oh,
they just
really?
make these things.
I
up,
really
yes.
hope that's not a delicacy in Thailand.
No,
I feel like
they
it
make
might
these.
be.
Hope not.
I think they make these things up for sure.
So what's your weird? Have you ever eaten anything?
I've never had. I had octopus, but that's not that weird.
No.
I
Come
had escargot.
Oh, see, how's that? That
It tasted like
terrifies me.
mushroom.
Wasn't that like the
Mushrooms-
snails?
It tasted.
That was like
yes.
the pond snail,
It tasted
so
like
that's basically
It tasted
escargot.
like mushroom. And actually, I had it in Canada, and when I had it, the restaurant was really, really dark, so I couldn't see the plate. And if I can't see it, I'll get like that's great. If you
Right.
don't tell me what it is, then that's great. Because then I'll just eat
Right.
it, and then you can tell me after, and then I'll be grossed out. But yeah, that's probably like the most unfamiliar.
Yeah, well, that's intense. But I feel like are they like all buttery and garlicky and good? It's like they're buttery and garlicky and good, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't they just get salt and pepper for these food challenges sometimes, like or dressing? Put some
No,
ranch on there.
that's too basic.
Make
You
it a
gotta
little
add
bit-
some thyme, some cumin, a little bit of basil.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to it. Come
Just
on,
a
girl.
little something.
I'm gonna add that on your spam next week. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Salt and
I'm gonna
pepper.
need all the salt and pepper that I can
Salt
get
and
on
pepper.
that.
They all seem to do very well in this challenge, and then they have to go walk this rope. Now, this seems to be the one where everybody just struggled. CT couldn't do it. Corey had a hard time doing it. It seemed like the bigger that you were, the harder it was.
Yeah.
And Nelson seemed to be the most athletic.
Yeah.
I would have to say the most agile with balance and everything, and I think that's why he got through it.
That was also, and as Nelson said, which I have to just a Nelson comment, because I do think he was under the radar a lot of the season, and I like getting to know him in this challenge. First, I love him. He's sassy. He's funny. Like, he messes with people, and he's great. But also, he keeps a level head, too, and he is a good team player, which is good to see. I didn't think that about him, but I think he's a lot sharper. He might not be math smart, but he does seem to have a good read on people and understand what they need. So I like the way he was working with Nicole. I do think that helped. Like, he was the first one that was like, this is a team. Like, we need to support each other. So maybe CT and Ashley could have done it if it just seemed like they were just trying to go through it and didn't realize.
I think CT just physically couldn't figure out how to get through it. Like,
Yeah.
he's a big guy. It was too far for him to reach the rope, and I just think he just couldn't get
I don't
it together.
understand
it.
how it was too far for him to reach the rope because he's taller than
Right.
And the
Nelson.
thing
That's
is,
what I don't
as
understand
he's
either.
reaching for one rope, he's still holding on to him and
Yeah.
Ashley are both sharing a rope.
Right.
And she's a little bit further for him, so
I just
Right.
think his
I think-
physique and his weight was the biggest downfall for Ashley and CT in
Yeah.
that challenge. The rope, that looked so hard to do, to climb a rope on an incline. That's so taxing on your whole body. I feel like it was just squats and lunges the whole time. My legs would be shot in a minute.
It's terrible.
And then, so you're walking a tightrope and then you're hanging onto other ropes. And it just, it seems, it was really hard. And the way that Nelson and Nicole made it look so easy, you didn't realize how hard it was till you saw CT struggle,
also
who is
smaller
so
people
athletically
and
inclined
light,
yeah.
and is so good at everything, but you could see that just the weight he has on that rope bouncing back and forth
Right.
was
and
really
the
hard
women
for
didn't
him.
seem to have a problem at all.
No, they didn't, because it seemed like with the sharing, what you were saying, that Nelson had, it seems like, more slack from her rope. Like, you really did have to sort of, to reach it and be pulling on a certain amount of your partners. It seemed like it was really hard for them to climb the ropes, but the role of grabbing the rope in front of you, which is the hardest, was left to the guys.
Guys
really
couldn't
handle.
balance.
Well, it was so hard
Gotta
that
go to
two
ballet.
teams had to use their max time of 30 minutes to be added at the end. Moving on to the swimming in the swamp? River?
Yes.
What was it? Yeah, river?
The pond. The
River
snail
swamp
pond.
pond?
Okay, I consider myself a good swimmer. I probably would not freak out, but I would not be swimming like Nicole did. I'd be walking that trail on the very side, making sure no damn snakes are getting me.
I love me some Nicole, but she is not the most logical. It makes me frightened. And again, I love you, Nicole. Mad respect. If I had a crime and you had to solve it for me, like if she was the police person in charge of my
She's a firefighter.
well-being. She's a police
officer.
She's a police officer. She's a police.
Saw
She
on
just
Instagram.
graduated. Yeah, I thought that was a
maybe she's
firefighter.
become. You know what, Nicole? I would trust her to put out a fire.
Now
in my
I don't
house.
know. Now you're just
No,
confusing me because I
police
thought it was a
officer.
firefighter.
She was definitely a cop, but it's
Damn
possible.
it, we're gonna have to go back.
Yeah,
Everybody
does
said
anyone
the
know?
No,
entire
tell us in the
season.
chat which one she is.
They said in the show today, like a cop from New York. Like she's
God, yeah, for some
definitely
reason I
a
thought she was
cop,
goddamn firefighter.
but maybe she's become a firefighter because. Yes, that's go hoses and get it out
Well,
the
either
fire.
way,
right?
either way.
That
It's
I
okay.
think, yeah, that I would think I would
knows?
trust her with, but. Yeah, I would be like, I don't know, man. She can't count triangles. She's gonna have to like find my kid or something. I don't know.
Well,
I wouldn't.
what? Oh,
If
because
she was the cop,
I
like-
was thinking
like,
the
"Ma'am,
swamp and the
tell me all
lagoon.
the
I
things."
completely missed. What we were
Well,
Sorry.
she
Well, taking
still
off her
got the
shoes
job
wasn't smart.
done.
It
She
wasn't-
still got the job done in helping Nelson. And then they had to retrieve their blocks back
Yeah.
and carry the rest of
Yeah,
the way.
it was funny because Nicole was being a little bit of a diva, I guess, with taking off her sneakers, which Nicole is not the girly diva type. And she's like,
Right.
hang on, I have to untie all my shoelaces, take off my shoes, then dip into this water and casually step on the water very
Hey,
gently.
but some
Just
people
get in there,
have,
girl.
Some people have their knickknacks where they don't want to get certain things. I mean, her shoes are already dirty, but
And it's
some-
protective,
some
too. You
people
don't know
just
what you're
don't
going
wanna
to
deal
step
with it.
on in that
I
lake.
think she thought, like, you know, if you had to swim in jeans, how heavy that is. I think she planned on swimming and thought the shoes would get in her way.
I
And he
thought
was
it was
saying,
stupid.
you can walk. Like, why are you taking off? Yeah,
There's
the same
rocks
thing.
and sharp things down there. Like,
Yes.
She needs
It
to have her
was
sneakers on,
idiotic.
exactly. Yeah.
I've done stream hikes at summer camp. You wear your shoes in the you
Yeah.
wear your stream hike shoes. You wear your sneakers. in
Sky Patterson, Nicole is a cop and a firefighter and an EMT. She has quite the resume.
Oh, well, again,
a cop and a firefighter.
And an EMT.
So
Yeah.
wait, what,
Maybe she
okay,
was-
wait. So was it like she was a cop and then like left and then became a firefighter, like EMT, cop, firefighter, or she can't be all three?
you
in
can
one
be a
period?
firefighter
I'm sure
and an
just
EMT.
on her resume.
Maybe she got her EMT
Right,
degree.
that I
well.
know, but you can't be like a cop and a firefighter at the same time. That's what I'm.
Sky,
That's what
can
I'm.
you tell us the
that's what I'm
trajectory
saying.
of
I
cop
believe
by
that she
day,
was at some point a
firefighter
cop
by night?
and at some point an EMT. But I think the post that I saw on Instagram was a graduation from the fire academy.
Which would suggest that
That's-
she just became a firefighter.
That's what I'm saying.
So she was probably a cop. I don't know where EMT
I'm
factors
gonna
in.
roll. I'm gonna roll with that.
Okay.
Because that's
And
what I
then
thought
now a
happened. And you guys in
firefighter.
the chat, let us know because I think I'm
Yeah.
right.
Because we did our research really well. so
Cause-
thanks for keeping us in check.
Thank you.
Moving on to
Whoa.
okay, when they were dragging and pushing that cart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Camilla, girl, I don't. I mean,
we
kudos
won.
to you.
Come
I thought you were
no.
going to say something negative. She
No,
killed it.
No,
Corey
the
was
fact
like,
that the fact that she's pulling that on her own, and me and her are probably around the same size, like height wise and everything. She's probably a little bit more stocky than
Uh-huh.
me, but like she pulled that thing, and oh my god, girl, I would be so livid if I had a partner like I have the same attitude as far as like I want to just do this by myself.
And she was keeping her cool, I think, A, because she wants to win, but B, it's a delicate, this is like someone that she's dating more or less at the moment.
They're not
So-
dating; they're hooking up.
They're a challenge
They seem
couple.
really cute, though. If they-
Yeah,
not a
I was
couple.
thinking that
I like
Camilla.
them together.
I like them together too, and it's funny because we've seen Corey make so many other girls on the challenge crazy, and we've seen Camilla get crazy about so many other
Right.
guys.
Well, they're-
so they
doesn't-
weirdly balance each other out, and it works for them. Like they're a very good
I
fit.
wouldn't go that far because it seems like in this building exercise pieces to post.
Right.
Well, that's
Doesn't
because they're
seem like
doing a
getting
challenge,
along.
yes.
Yeah, but what do you think of dating outside in the real world is? You gotta
They're
figure out
probably
those things.
not.
Not
They're
that
probably
hard.
not like pushing some men
Yeah, not
Blocks
nearly the
around.
Problem
Hard.
solving,
And-
working together to fix
But
something.
climbing a rope and
Right.
incline rope
These
with
are
other
some
ropes.
extreme.
They probably won't do
problem-solving.
that.
Well, they seem to get in a tiff about that because they were the last ones to finish, and we didn't even get to see the end of it.
Who can blame her for getting into, again, I think she was trying her damnedest to keep her cool, and she was, he was like, and she's like, well, what do you want to do then?
Right.
And he was like, I don't know. It's like, it's very frustrating when someone is, countering you or not helping you, but also not offering an alternative solution.
Yep.
And I feel like that is the most frustrating thing in the world. How she was even keeping her cool that much, I guess we'll find out what they're going to do, because that sucks.
And I was going to mention that earlier when we were talking about the triangle puzzle, was that she kept saying that CT didn't help her in that puzzle.
Ashley. So, oh, okay.
No, Camilla said that about CT when they
Oh,
doing
the triangle puzzle.
But here's,
He did it.
Sorry.
Right,
I love him, but
here's the way that I see it. It's like, if we are partners in doing a puzzle, if you already know the answer and you already know how to do it 1,000%, hey, go. Because guess
Right.
what? I will help you in something else that you may not be good at. And I didn't agree with what she had to say about like CT, because she got that in a second. And boom, they were done. And then CT, was good at the coconuts and smashing those on the needle. So, you balance each other out. So in this case with Corey, if I'm trying to figure this out and now you're not helping me and offering another solution,
right,
that's where I see a downfall in a partnership, and where I can say, you know what, you were not a good partner to me today.
1,000,000% agree with everything you just said. Like, I also think, yeah, you got it, you saw it, you got it. What's CT gonna do? At least he didn't get in the way.
Yeah.
It's like lead, follower, get out of the way. What's his name? Corey is not leading. He's not following. He's just getting in the way. Like, he's not helping, and he's not just like letting her figure it out either. He's sort of distracting, and that's hard.
I think it was less of blaming CT, and I think she was just letting out all of her emotions about how upset she was that she's been doing so great.
Right.
Her game individually has been great this entire
has.
final. Regardless of whether CT was helping her as much with the puzzle, whatever, that's fine. I don't think she's blaming him, but she's just saying, this sucks. I solved that puzzle, not CT, but he's still in whatever first, second place. Now I'm carrying the cement wagon around.
Right.
I'm figuring out this puzzle with Corey. Corey's not helping. Now it's just me. If I was alone, I would be in first place this whole time. She has an anchor this entire final. That sucks because she's the best competitor, and it's not
I think that if they didn't
fair.
have partners, it would be a very, very fast and easy challenge, because individually they're really good.
Yeah.
And that's why they get those setbacks with their partners.
And I agree. And also I feel for her. It's super duper 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 frustrating when like you are being held back, and she is being held back this whole day 2 by Corey, which is awful. I have to hope that there will be some sort of point where it is individual and they'll get, it's almost like finals.
Well, the
I'm
end.
hoping, right, that the end will be almost like finals, like the largest percent of your grade, where it will account for the most, and that she can
we're back to
clean
math
up.
again?
have to see
Yeah, back to
because
math, that like she will get, that it'll be
It's
account
gonna
for
be
30.
60% of your final grade,
Yeah,
guys.
well, that it will be at like 30 or 40% of your overall time will be the final alone.
Okay.
Because it would really suck if, and not really, I mean, there's no fair and challenge, but it would really suck for her if this second day totally effed her up.
And I feel like where we're leaving off, Corey and Camilla are in a bad place right now. They just got, not DQ'd, but they did
out their
the
time.
pyramid wrong. They did the puzzle wrong. So now they have to go back, do it all over again. They're not finished. The other groups are so far ahead of them. How are they going to make up that time?
Well, do you think, I'm not so much worried about how they're going to make up their time, just because their partners are going to change again, and that might be great for them.
Right.
I'm wondering if they're going to max out their time again or finish the challenge, because then that's an hour. 30 minutes is already a long time.
Wow.
So to do max out 2 challenges, whoo, I'd be on fire.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the good kind of fire that you kids say out there.
I don't know how she's going to pull this one out. I feel like Camilla still might win, but I don't know how she's
that was
going
my
to
next question. Who do you think's going to win? Because next week's the finale, so I need your predictions on this.
I have a question. Can I ask this question
Of
before we
course.
make the prediction? Do we know the time? So maxed out on those other challenges was a half an hour. Do we have a guess, or do we know how long it took the people that completed it to complete it? We have no idea.
No.
Because it depends. If it was like 23 minutes,
Right. Then it's
not that bad. If it was 8 minutes, that's really
not
bad.
that bad.
So it's
That's a good
interesting.
point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I still, well, I'll just roll into it then.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, no. If you don't finish, you get 30 minutes no matter.
Right. But are the other people, like, that's what I'm saying. Did it take, we're not seeing when it's like, boom, first place is so-and-so.
Right.
They're not showing their time.
Right. No,
So
I hear you. I don't know.
It's hard to assess how.
Well, I can assess that a 30-minute max is
Right,
very
it
bad.
sucks.
Well, they can't
I
show us their time because then we would know
concur.
who's in first, second,
Right.
third.
No,
the whole
I
time.
get it, but
We-
I'm wondering what a reasonable.
Well, who do you think is going to win based off of that? Based off of
God,
the theory?
I still think Camilla is going to pull out the win, and I do think it's going to be that end. I do think will account for X percentage, and I hope she can pull it up then. And I don't know. I'm sticking with my original CT and Camilla. I
champs?
think are the strongest, so I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
I hope.
Okay. You know what? I love CT, and I think and I hope that I eat my words on this because I want him to win. But I'm saying Nelson's gonna win the final, just cause I got this gut feeling. Maybe he won't. Hopefully he won't. Hopefully CT will. But sure, Nelson.
All right.
Nelson's
Do you guys
my prediction.
gamble? Do you guys gamble at all?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
too good
have
at
you?
it.
Well,
Are you?
have you ever heard? Yeah, I have. But have you ever heard the saying where, like, do you bet with your heart or do you bet with your mind?
Yeah.
Or your head? I forgot which way it goes.
Right.
As much as I would love Camilla to win,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say Ashley's gonna win because
yeah.
I think Camilla is
was
gonna
thinking that too.
Ugh.
gonna get stuck behind and fall back behind based off of her partners.
Yeah.
They're gonna hold her back, and she's gonna get pissed, and she's gonna be a hothead, and she's gonna yell and do her thing, and I think that's where she's gonna lose. Ashley is very, very focused. I'm not worried about like the passion in the heart that she has, but she's good, and she's good at the puzzles, and she's good physically, and she's smart all around, and that I think is gonna carry her a very long way.
We'll see. Maybe she gets the best
yeah.
of Corey because that's the last person she has to be partnered with. So day 3, hopefully that plays to Corey's advantages for Ashley. But, you know, I was kind of thinking that too. I still want to say Camilla for some reason, but I think it could be
Camilla and
Ashley.
Nelson
Stick
are
with
easy.
Camilla. We need.
Well,
that,
I think it could be
that.
Ashley easy. I'm kind of like back and forth between the two.
As far as the guys, I think it's going. Oh shoot.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, I'm debating between two people. I will probably say Nelson on this one. CT's a big guy, and if he has more challenges, like we saw him on the rope, that's going to set him back a little bit. I want him to win. Corey, he just doesn't seem mentally all there. He seems to break down a lot. Mm-hmm. And that ain't going to help nobody.
Yeah, he gets
So
very
I'm going to go with
frustrated
Ashley
himself.
and Nelson on this
Okay.
one. So you guys will have to join us next week as we break
Yes.
down the season finale. And
Hope it's good.
And watch Jenna and
It's gotta
Pam
be good. It's gotta be good.
spam.
We're not
Woo!
doing that, all
We're
right?
gonna
We're
spam it
doing
all
it.
up.
We're doing
not
it.
Where can they
it.
find you on social media?
Oh, find me at Paula Gross Gel. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina Aguilar. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Woo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.